Hello, hello there.
I was just washing up back there at the sink. Did your mom ever wash you in the sink?
No.
Dude, she used to wash me in the sink. Till I was about 17 or 18. Kidding. No, but she did.
She did?
That was very commonplace up in the country where I came from.
I'm from the big
till
city.
you're about, a year or 2 years
I'm from
old.
a big city, you know.
Yeah. There I'd be sitting in a double sink. And in the kitchen, people come in and I wave. But, and then from there we went to something even worse than that. One of those tubs. One of those great big old...
the crick?
No, one of those big old tubs. What are those things called? Yeah.
Tub.
Wash tubs, yeah. Yeah, those things.
I'm so sorry.
Horrible.
Were you scarred for life?
And then from there we went to a pan about that big. I never could figure that one out. But anyway, why did we get on to that? I was just washing. It was a hygiene thing, you know. I was just working on something there.
What'd you step in?
I don't know. There's a large piece of tape on my shoe. Hi there, I'm Larry Bly.
I'm Doug Patterson, and nobody cares anymore.
Welcome to Cookin. See, I don't know what we're doing today, but I have a funny feeling that the witch could come in and
Isn't it amazing how I swear we keep bringing this stuff.
We bring the stuff in even before the witch comes in. We're very talented in that way.
We're like ESP.
Yeah, ESPN. Let's see what we got here. Says, letters are all short.
And they're awfully small print, too.
Dear boys, I used to be a vegetarian, but now I'm an Episcopalian. Now that I can eat just about anything, I figured that I'd write to you for some recipes.
Water.
Because you're liable to end up getting just about anything when you guys cook, especially that one with the glasses who fashions himself a famous actor. Tell the other one that if his hair gets any lighter, he can become one of the Bleach Boys. Alvin McCoy, Bladensburg, Maryland. Mean-spirited letter.
Kind of tipped off.
Took all of us by surprise.
Uh-huh.
You would think it would have been a kinder, gentler letter. Really? You know, that has nothing to do with anything.
No?
No. It doesn't.
What are we doing?
But it does remind us that we probably ought to tell people what we think we're going to do today. This show is called Loafing Around. So obviously...
We're loafing.
I'm going to
What else is new?
I'm going to do the strangest. I'm going to do a ham loaf, and I don't understand.
What's wrong with that?
I cannot. Well, here's the thing: you buy a ready sugar-cured ham. It's already cooked.
Yeah.
And why would you have to bake it for 2 more hours? But you do.
2 hours?
2 hours.
Oof.
At 350 degrees. Strange, but it looks like an old homey recipe. So
and who sent that in? I can't wait to see you do
It was
this.
sent in by Alice Podolchik of Trenton, New Jersey.
That's why you make your living in advertising, isn't it? You can say all those big words.
Fake my way through anything.
I'm doing Woody's quick meatloaf. I'm sure Woody doesn't care about that, but
well, we won't be going any further.
That's from
with
Woody Fleener of Abington.
Abingdon.
Excuse me.
Everybody does, you know, they do pronounce it Abington, and a lot of people around here actually spell it that way, which is incorrect. It's Abingdon.
I've heard actually somebody called it Abing Ding Dong.
Oh no.
Well, they don't like it.
We got to be careful. They're real big fans of ours down there. I went down to the the state theatre of Virginia,
that's
the Barter
competition.
Theatre. Well, I know, but that's where it is, and you'll have to get over it, whether you like it or not. They exist, and they're pretty good.
I know they get all that money, and we get.
And so anyway, one day I was just taking a tour. I wasn't even going to see the show. I was just showing someone around town, and the show let out, and I got mobbed by a bunch of women.
Really?
They just love our show down there, so be careful what you say.
I was just saying what somebody said.
All right.
What a crap.
Okay. Hey, I want to show you a piece of equipment I've dragged back in. We don't know whether it's going to work because, unfortunately, it's just barely hanging on the edge of this. This belonged to my grandmama. And I think somebody told me I'd used it on the show once before.
I think you did. I remember
somebody
you
out on the
using
boat,
that,
I
think.
think. But yeah, this is an old meat grinder.
I remember those
dates
from
back
my youth.
Probably close to 80 to 100 years. Huh?
That's about my youth.
Were you about 100 years old?
I remember this.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to use today. The one that I actually did that's in the oven, I did it in the Cuisinart. It went zip, zip, and that was the end of it. But I thought zip, zip was a little short for this show.
It's the 90s version
But
of
if I
that.
keep yapping like this, we have time to do it anyway. I don't care. Anyway, go ahead. What are you doing?
I'm doing Woody's quick meatloaf.
Oh,
so
Woody's
mine's quick, so
okay,
I'll just keep on going.
Well, if yours is quick, then why don't you just let me start?
Okay.
And then because I'm going to be doing this for a little while. First thing you do is you get about 1.5 pounds of sugar-cured ham. I got a little bit larger than that because I had some family in town I needed to feed. No, that's not it. I had another one I had to do, so I just bought a bigger one. This is what I did. And well, that's
can't
not
get it open.
pre-cut. It's not pre-cut. Why am I trying to pry it open, for heaven's sake? So first thing I'm going to do, I'm having a good time, is just start cutting this. And this is fun. This is real therapeutic. Now, you got to be careful. This thing does not have any safety devices on it. So if you get your little fingers down in there, it'll just take it right off right along with the rest of the stuff. And you'll be none the worse for the wear. I am having real problems with this. This was a very clever idea.
Would you like me to hold it for you?
There's one problem. It's not staying on the thing. So now I'm in big trouble.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, let's go to the food processor. Let's go to the food processor. And let's go to the videotape.
Well, it was a nice try. I appreciate
I wanted everyone to see this wonderful old machine, but there's just one problem. You got this much space here, and this counter.
Well,
the
that's
new
true.
counters are much bigger than they used to be.
Yes, they did. It used to be on the side of a table.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
Right.
I thought that might be an awful lot of fun.
Okay, can I go ahead then?
But go on ahead, because I am dead in the water.
Okay, in a bowl, lightly beat 2 medium eggs. And you're going to, hello, come in. You add 8 ounces of mild salsa. Isn't that weird? Right off the bat, it's kind of weird. No one's paying any attention. I don't care anymore.
Doris is having
Salsa.
problems.
And you add 1 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. And you add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I say you can never have enough pepper in a recipe. So, and then
We're having emergency measures over here. I'm sorry we're so loud and noisy.
1 tablespoon. I'm going to keep on going. I don't care anymore. They are working my nerves to a frazzle.
Doris is on the floor giggling, and the thing was locked, and we couldn't get the thing out. And now she's found it, and she's got it, and it all seems to be working.
And I
Go
should
ahead.
care because now you add a tablespoon of Lowry's seasoned salt. They seem to be very specific about that. Well, people, we've lost it.
I need a big bowl, too. Where'd my bowl go?
And you
Oh, it's
mix,
over
mix,
there.
mix.
Doris, how you doing?
This until all the liquid is
How's the
absorbed.
family?
People write in for this recipe because you obviously don't know what the heck we're doing around here today because there are just flake-olas over here.
Well, I tell you, we've had to start over again over here. Well, who would have thought such a stupid thing would happen that the thing would... What? You're kidding. Oh, I got a 5-minute cue.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, a little joke there.
Oh.
Where's the top?
Okay, mix it.
Oh, here it is. All right, go ahead. No,
Could you two let me know when you're through? Gee,
go
the
ahead.
help you get around here, I swear. So I have this now all nicely mixed together, and you're going to add a pound of ground something. Chuck.
Hey, we're up and running.
I am deeply moved.
You have no idea how happy I am to hear that sound. We would have been doing this recipe the hard way, I'm telling you. We thought we were doing it the hard way anyway, but, you know. Let me show them this. I think that's it. You don't want to overprocess it. It's just not necessary. Well, this does a fairly decent job. Look at that big log in there. What do you want for $15? She says, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more. I have had it with this recipe. Now, I do have to put this back on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And what I have to do is take something called a steak, a pork steak. And that's what this looks like. And you may want to take just some of this, trim some of this fat off of here. I think it's a tad bit on the fatty side. And take that off of there. And you got to take that bone out also. You don't want that. Somebody gets that, chokes on it, that's the end of it. You'll never hear from them again. So that's what I'm doing. Doug, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I forgot where I started, where I ended, whatever. But I've taken a pound of ground chuck and I have put it into that mixture. And you just, with nature's mixers, you mix it all together. Nothing is more fun than just squishing around in a meatloaf.
Are
Don't
you feeling
think?
good? I mean, does it, are you, you know, it's, It's
It
like,
is.
Huh?
Yeah. This is the most fun I've had in 20 years.
Are you relaxed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people have been ragging on me that I don't look relaxed. You know? I think I'm getting better.
You're getting better.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Thank you. See,
But
I'm used
then
to
there
live
was so
feed.
much room. Well, never mind.
I-
I'm joking. I'm joking. I love you. You know that. I wouldn't ask you on the show, but didn't think you could handle the job.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, take that now and put that in the blender. Not the blender, the food processor. And I might, no, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna take that and put it on there. And that's not working. No.
Put the
Oh, the thing. I
knife
forgot
isn't
to
in.
put the knife. I am not enjoying this experience. Well, I'm using a lot of stuff I've never seen before. Make sure you have the knife in your blender. The utter humiliation of it all. Okay, there we go. Well, it's looking pretty good. That's it. You don't want to overdo it. You know, for years I avoided using this very piece
And now
of
I know
equipment.
why.
As a matter of fact, I always bring my own great big Cuisinart. It weighs 20 pounds, but I
It's
would
worth
at
every
least
second of it.
It's just zip, zip, and that's it. I used to see Mr. Johnson take his life into his own hands with this machine on a regular basis, but he knew how to operate this thing.
Well, he was a genius.
He had a knack for that.
Yep.
He really did. All right.
Okay.
Now, you ready? Oh, go ahead.
You or me?
No, you.
Okay. You take a broiler pan, you spray it with the sprayable whatever, and you take this and you just plop it right smack in the middle of this, and you're going to form what we like to call a meat loaf.
Oh.
And you pop it into a 350 oven for 45 minutes to an hour
See if we can get that
until it gets
apart. I need to
crusty
clean it. I can't
on the
take it
outside.
home
That
like
salsa
that.
and all that good stuff will make this crusty. And when you bring it out, you let it cool for 15 minutes, and then pour some more salsa on it. Oh, baby, you know that's going to be good. So I'm sticking this in the oven. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah, just
Or
go
should
right
I
ahead.
tap dance for a few
go right
seconds?
on ahead.
Is anybody still tuned in?
Huh?
I'm I mean, I could have gone home.
Is this the History Channel? Yeah, there you go.
Oops.
Well, look, it looks like
Well,
somebody
that's
else's is already in there.
Well, that's
We're
rude.
standing in line at the oven.
They're multiplying.
Oh, mate, look at this. This is very pretty. Now, what you want to do is you have two different kinds of, you have pork steak and brown glazed ham, and you just kind of mix it up pretty good, and set your oven at 350 degrees. And now we're going to start adding some things to it. To this, you mix all the ingredients together. So now what we have to do is 2 eggs go in there. Egg number 1.
Egg number 1.
Egg number 2
Egg number 2.
goes in there. And a cup of milk goes in there. Be about enough, maybe a little more, a little less. We'll adjust it in a minute. Half a cup of cracker crumbs. I couldn't find any the other day.
Did you make your own?
I made my own.
Well, good boy.
Oh.
You're a good boy.
Brilliant. Well, you know what? I couldn't find them. I found breadcrumbs, but I couldn't find
Well, you know,
cracker
they put
crumbs
them
in the
in a-
same section.
They
What's
put
the
them in
deal
a.
on that?
Yeah, I was going to say.
They have
they
them,
put them
in
in
the
a
cracker
stupid-
section? No, I went to the cracker section. They weren't in the cracker section. Somebody, where are they? Do we know? So anyway, put the crackers in there. And then a teaspoon of sugar, of all things. Teaspoon of sugar. You don't need much more than that because you've got quite a bit of sugar, sugar and salt and everything else going with this ham anyway, in my opinion. And now you just kind of form it up, mix it all up and into a big old ball. And I might put just a wee bit, I don't know, that's pretty good consistency though. It sort of looks a little like, what is that, potted ham? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, that deviled
I think
ham
we've
thing.
just invented potted ham on a big scale.
Well,
Now
it's,
the strange thing is,
it's the greatest of beautifulness.
Bottom of a pan to prevent sticking, and for basting purposes, mix water and pineapple or orange juice. I've brought some of that. I don't really understand this portion of it very well. I've done it, but it doesn't look right. But it's, I mean, how can you mess this up? So the next thing you do is, without any further ado, Link,
Oh,
there you
it
go.
almost formed itself.
Look at that, pre-formed already.
Fabulous.
Well, you may want to adjust it a little.
I
like
love meatloaf. You know,
so.
it's sort of like a big old comfort food. Well, maybe not that one.
Sort of enjoying it myself. Now, what you do here is some orange juice all around it.
Oh.
And pour some over at the top, she says, for baby. There you go. And a little bit of water. I don't know what that's all. You know what the water's for? Because if you don't use the water, it all evaporates and it gets real scaldy and awful.
Sticky, too.
Yeah, it gets real sticky and horrible.
It'll turn into a big old caramelized loaf
I have a
of ham.
wonderful baked ham recipe, and you take the ham steaks and you put them on a big, you know, thing of it, put it in the oven, and you put mustard
Well,
over the top of it,
can't go wrong with
and
that.
brown sugar on top of that, and then you pour in orange juice all around it, put it in the oven, bake it for an hour.
Yum.
And then you can put pineapple on top of it
Yum.
minutes before
Yum,
it comes
yum,
out.
yum, yum.
Or you can put the pineapple on even early. Now, it calls for just a little bit of water. You thin this down just a bit, like so. And that's it. It's just a big old island and a big old sea of stuff. There it is.
And it's
Help!
Gilligan's
And
on
so there
there.
you are. And
That's
that's all there is.
beautiful.
It's 350 degrees. But the interesting thing is, you bake it for 2 hours.
That's wrong. Something's
Well,
amiss
I don't
there.
understand that. I mean, the ham is pre-baked. Why would you, Maybe because you got all this other pork in there that's raw, and you don't want to come down
Well,
with
they,
some.
they say you don't have to like bake the
Well, you don't. No,
to
you
death
don't.
anymore. because
So
it's-
anyway, it's in hour number 2, even as we speak.
is it?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
it almost ready?
It's almost. You want me to show it to you?
I'd love to
I'd
see
love
it.
to show it to you, and I'll do it very slowly,
Okay, cool.
because we got a lot of time to show it.
Oh, we do?
Oh, more time than you want to know.
Okay.
So anyway, that goes in there. Well, yeah, we got lots of that. Sorry, Jim. That's all right.
He wants the meatloaf.
I've done it before.
He's a professional.
Not very well.
You know.
But I've done it before. That's what it looks like. Look at that. I see. That's right pretty, I guess.
Well, it is.
Link.
Well, that's
Well, I don't know.
that looks great.
So anyway, well, one thing for sure, we know there's nothing living inside or on it at
No,
this point.
it would
2
be
hours.
fried
Yeah.
to death.
So anyway, here's what's in it.
Oh, go
One
ahead.
more time, in case you forgot. The ham loaf, sent in by Alice Podolchik of Trenton, New Jersey. 1.5 pounds of sugar-cured ham, ground all up. A half pound of pork steak ground. 2 eggs, cup of milk, half a cup of cracker crumbs, saltine, she's very specific about it. And a teaspoon of sugar.
Yum.
350 degrees for 2 hours, or until the cows come home.
Or they scream.
or they
"Burning!"
don't come home.
Okay. Woody's Quick Meatloaf, 8 ounces mild salsa, 8 ounces of Italian-style breadcrumbs, 2 medium eggs beaten, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of Lowry seasoned salt, and 1 pound of ground chuck. You mix it all together, and it's yummy, and pour some extra salsa on the top.
Okay. Well, always a pleasure to welcome the very lovely, the very talented. Oh,
She's
don't
ba-
hang on
she's
just a
ba-
second. There's a big wad
Oops.
of pork fat right under her foot.
Oops.
So anyway, I missed. I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's nice to have you on the show. Last week we saw your hand, and that was it.
That's all you need.
Were you avoiding us for some reason?
No, we just decided I would let somebody else do it for a week.
There you go. And you thought it couldn't happen. What did you make?
I had to do a very simple meatloaf. It's 1 pound of ground beef, 6 ounces of fresh, hot Italian-style sausage. You take the skin off of it. 1 can of Italian-style stewed tomatoes, and that's another 14.5 ounce. I don't know what I ended up with.
Just get close to it. That's all you
Really.
can do.
1 cup of breadcrumbs, a 1/2 cup of chopped onion, 1/2 cup of chopped green peppers, and 1 egg beaten. Just mix it all together and put it in a loaf pan and bake it for 1 hour at 350 degrees.
Seems to me like if your constitution can't take green peppers very well, this is probably not the recipe for
Well, it
you.
called for green peppers, and I did it because it said it. But I would prefer to use the yellow or the red peppers.
Because they're not as...
They don't bother me at all, where the green ones. I don't know what's in the green ones, but that does. But anyway, I've never...
green
I
stuff.
pour it off the... See how much grease gets in it, though, I think from the pepper. I poured a lot of it
That
off.
sausage, too.
Yeah,
That is
from
like
the
nastiest.
sausages.
Green ones
So-
got that green stuff in it. That's what the problem is.
Maybe.
Green
Oh,
dye.
no.
She went along with me.
Chlorophyll.
How many does this serve?
It
47.
doesn't. 47.
It's possibly
But it all
serve.
depends on how hungry you are. And I don't know how you get them out of these
I was
things.
going to say, now, if you're going to serve this, you're going to take it out and try and put it on a nice...
I don't know because
Or are you gonna
see,
leave it
it's
like
got
that?
so much. I tried pouring it out, but see all the grease in there?
Oh.
I've never cooked in a loaf pan before.
Is that so?
That's right.
Bless you.
Well, it makes me
I've
sneeze.
had this pan for about 35 years.
And this is the first you've ever used
the
it?
first I've ever
Really?
used.
Cooking cheap comes through again, isn't that
A
wonderful?
friend of mine gave it to me years ago, and it comes from a place up in Vermont that's supposed to be real special.
Really?
and
Very
I've never
pretty.
ever used it.
It's gorgeous. It really is. It's gorgeous. Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, thank
I'll
you
let
for coming
get-
by,
I'll let you
Doris.
get it out.
Oh, great.
We'll find some way to dig it out of there, I'm sure. Are you microwaving yours?
I'm just warming mine up because
What's it
it
look
takes...
like when it comes out? Have we seen what it looks like when it comes
No,
out?
but I'm just about to get it
Oh,
for you.
yay! Oops.
Oh, I splattered.
Big old blob of stuff. What is that on, plastic?
Well, I couldn't microwave it in what I had, but
Could
look,
you microwave it in plastic? I guess you can.
Look.
Isn't that a little hot? What?
isn't it pretty?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were attacking me with it.
Well, keep it up and you're going to see what salsa
Maybe
looks
you
like.
need to put it on a regular plate so you can carry it better, easier. Ouch. That's not going to work.
Good.
All right.
That was punishment for...
This is very hot, so I have to get some... I certainly... You reckon we're going to have enough meat here?
I don't know, but the crew is getting to...
Where's the mashed potatoes? We have 3 kinds of meat here. Oh, excuse me.
That was pepper.
Oh, the ham loaf doesn't look like it's done.
Really?
Just joking.
Oh.
You fell for it. I can't believe it. Really?
Well, I don't know about you. You know, you scare me a little bit.
Well, no. It's a little pink inside, but it's supposed to be. I mean, that's what ham looks like when it's all chopped up and ground up and everything else. Well, well, you know what? Doris is going to come right out. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Have yourself a big
Merry little
old
Christmas.
wad of that. And we'll take this and... Well, it's coming out okay. It's not a problem.
Ooh,
I don't know whether I can deal with 3...
I can just feel my arteries hardening before I even look at this.
I wish I had some ice water. Isn't that terrible? She's grumbling. She's going to the refrigerator. She's grumbling, but she's doing it. Ice water would be so good from all this salty meat.
Oh, true.
Well,
Oh, it's real hot. But it's good.
what do you think?
I think it's good. Excuse me.
Tastes like Spam. No, I like Spam. Well, now, is this one yours?
Yes.
This is a little bitty one. Well, what's this all? There's tomato stuff?
Salsa.
Oh,
That's
you put salsa
on
on
the
it.
top of it.
Huh, I didn't get any.
Well, help yourself.
Oh, bless her. Look, she brought some milk.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think it's real good. It
It's almost
is.
time to say goodbye to the one person who is still watching.
Your mother?
That could be. You're
I-
probably right.
I do know that your mother watches the show.
She watches and then calls me with her critique.
Well,
It's always of me.
of the 3, I think that I really, and I'm shocked at myself, I think that I like Doris's best.
I think it's good.
It really is good.
Yep.
And I'm not that fond of green peppers.
Oh, I love green peppers.
Well, but I don't like it in this stuff. But I like it in this stuff.
I do too.
What does it mean? Yours is good, but it's a little dry.
Oh, excuse me.
More milk.
Call Woody.
Need some more
Don't-
milk. Woody didn't bake this.
No, but he sent me the
We're leaving.
recipe.
Goodbye.
See ya.